Welcome, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ralph Shearing, president and founder of Telson Resources in a former life, I would imagine. It's been a long time. I've been working this company for quite a while and have gone from exploration into mining. I was introduced to a Mexican group about 3 years ago, and we've come a long way since that group has become involved. Everybody's seen that slide before. So we're now miners. We've got 2 projects we're working on. We've bought Campo Morado. We have a goal of becoming a mid-tier producer in Mexico over the next several years, and we've advanced that goal very, very well over the short period of time. We've just announced commercial production in Campo Morado, and we're focusing on building that mine up to a much larger mine than it is at the moment. We have strategic acquisitions in our mind. We have a group of Mexicans that know Mexico very well and have targeted other projects. We believe we're at a significant buying opportunity based on the production we've achieved so far, and we're building another mine at Tahuehueto. So this is the standard graph of an exploration company turned into a mining company. There's always the discovery phase off to the left there, and we're now right on the verge of getting into production, and not just one mine, but 2 mines. And this graph usually shows all of the value added into the company at the production stage. So we now have 2 mines at that verge. Declared commercial production in Campo Morado this week, building Tahuehueto. We have some analysts that have been following us, have given us a very good target price. Michael Bandrowski from Beacon Securities out of Toronto visited our projects, gave us over a $2 target price in 2018, and we're working away trying to get there. So here's our projects. Campo Morado is in Guerrero. Tahuehueto is up in northwestern Durango. They're both polymetallic. Campo Morado is a volcanogenic massive sulfide project. Was initially put into production by the Hunter Dickinson group. And Tahuehueto is an epithermal system, very large epithermal system that I found 20 years ago in Mexico, negotiated the deal for the project and brought it into the company. So we've been producing at Campo Morado since October of this year, or last year, and we are building a mine at Tahuehueto right now. We're actually been producing on a small scale there since August of last year. We've got a really strong management team based on our Mexican group. We're primarily owned by Mexican shareholders. We have a very strong-led Mexican technical management team. See Antonio Berlanga standing off to my left in that picture. He's a very well-known Mexican miner, metallurgist, and a mining engineer. He's worked for Peñoles. He's worked for the Fideicomiso Fomento Minero, which is a government trust organization that loaned money to small-scale miners. So Antonio's vetted many, many projects in that role in his past work history, and is now fully focused on Telson and working towards making it a great success in Mexico. Behind Antonio is Arturo Bonillas. He's an independent director, was a founder and former president of Timmins Gold, has built mines and operated mines in Mexico as well. We have the exploration side of it fully taken care of with myself, lots of experience in exploration, and as well a gentleman named Remigio Martinez Mueller, who worked all his life as head exploration of Grupo Mexico and is now an independent director for us. We're owned and operated, as I said, by Mexican shareholders and primarily driven by Mexican management team. So they know how to operate in Mexico, have been doing it all their lives, and has been the primary reason for our success over the last 2 or 3 years that they've been involved. They're hands-on, they really work well with the Mexican group, and they know how to work it. And for example, our Campo Morado project is in Guerrero, known as a tough state. They were able to put that back into production in a very short period of time, within 4 months of acquisition, and have been working very successfully with the local people and have embraced them and brought them into as part of the project. This is a picture of Campo Morado. It's polymetallic. That mine was built for about $150 million. It was purchased by Nearstar from Farallon Resources in 2009 for a friendly takeover valued at about $410 million. They put another $20 million into buying a streaming royalty back from Silver Wheaton, and they expanded the mine for another $40 or $50 million. So they got over $300 million into this project, operated it from 2009 through to end of 2014, shut it down in 2015 due to declining zinc prices and claiming difficulty with the local population. We purchased the mine in 2015 for acquisition price of $20 million. We paid $3.5 million upon signing. We have a payment coming up of $16.5 million to own the project 100%. This is a picture of the ore bodies as they sit right now. You can see it's extensively drilled. There's over 500,000 meters of drilling and over 3,000 drill holes. We know the ore bodies very, very well. They mined majority of the G9 deposits out. There's still a lot of mineralization and pillars there. We're mining up on the El Largo zone. It's fully prepared for a new mining method. We're changing the mining method to sub-level caving. It was room and pillar before. We'll take all the ore, and our cost will be a lot less than room and pillar mining. In fact, in our development work, we have reduced the cost in Campo Morado from about $90 per ton for mining, milling, and G&A that Nearstar was operating under, and in development work, we're at $50 a ton right now. We'll reduce that even further, just starting up the actual mining method. So we expect that to go approach the $40 per ton. Grades are quite good. It is polymetallic. It has good gold and silver values. However, the gold and silver are refractory, so our recoveries are low at this point in time. We're actually working with Glencore Technologies for a process called the Albion process that has been successfully implemented in a number of different volcanogenic mines that have really increased the recoveries up to the 80–90%. So we expect to be able to do that over this year and maybe into next year, have that added to the mill circuit and be able to really bring the precious metal recoveries up. So we've done a lot of other operational improvements to Campo Morado. We've added a carbon removal flotation circuit at the beginning of it. We restarted operations there at 1,400 tons per day in October. We're now mining at 2,000 tons per day. We're ramping up to over 2,500 tons per day throughout the rest of this year. And as I mentioned before, we're expecting higher recovery methods and working towards that very aggressively. We even have over 300,000 ounces of gold equivalent with gold and silver only in the tailings disposal. And we're working away trying to leach that out and have had some initial success in getting recoveries of the precious metals from the tailings. We've been in pre-production and just announced commercial production. So we've produced in April and 15 days of May, concentrate worth $7.7 million. It's been quite a good time. We've really ramped up production and we've turned the profitability around very quickly. So we're planning to increase the resources at Campo Morado through exploration and development. There's many, many targets that have been outlined by the previous operators. In fact, here they are. All of the yellow and red dots are advanced geophysical targets, some coincident geochemical targets that need to be followed up. Any one of those could be additional massive sulfide bodies within the concession area. In the blue ellipse, that is where the mine workings are, and this is what it looks like. So all of the area you can see in that photograph are the mined out areas and the existing ore bodies. So the El Largo is the one we're working on now. There appears to be a second mineralized horizon under these ore bodies. There is drill intersections in it, and there's many geophysical anomalies based on borehole geophysics that were developed by Nearstar as well. So we really are confident that we'll continue to add resources and reserves and be able to expand the size of this mine upward from 2,500 tons per day, hopefully towards the 5,000 tons per day over 3 to 4 to 5 years. So there's our highlights. We issued a preliminary economic assessment just recently for Campo Morado. It used Nearstar cost, and we had those economics, which are okay. They're not great, but our economics will be a lot better because our production is less expensive and we're actually working hard to increase the precious metal recoveries. So we expect to have our costs down to the $40 per ton. Near Star was operating at around $90 per ton. You can see the reductions to the PEA cost are 33%, and from there, there's PEA site cost of $72, and ours are about $48 to $50 right now. So that's Campo Morado. I'll quickly go into our second project. This is Tawaweto. This is a very large epithermal system. We've been exploring it, developed a resource, a reserve. We have a pre-feasibility study out, and we are building the mine right now. We're constructing a 1,000 ton per day operation. Expect to have it in operation by the end of this year and hope to declare commercial production at Tawaweto sometime early to mid next year. So at a glance, this is the Tawaweto. Everything is in place for this mine. We have 95% to 100% of the milling equipment purchased. We're moving it into site now. We're constructing the camp, cleaning off the area for the mill. We're going to be pouring concrete for that mill coming up over the next several months. We're fully permitted for construction and mining. It has a 12-year mine life at 1,000 tons per day, but there's excellent chances to expand that size. We delivered a pre-feasibility study in 2017 at 550 tons a day, and then we did a new study to PFS levels with the same consultant at 1,000 tons per day, but we did not release that in a new report because it was going to cost us another $200,000 to $300,000. We wanted to invest that back into the project, which we have been doing. The reserves are shown there at 3.2 million tons at 3.4 grams per ton gold. This is a high-grade gold project for Mexico. In fact, we'll probably be one of the top 2 or 3 grade highest gold producers in Mexico on this mine. And the resources are behind that. There's another 6 million tons of resources to continue to follow up, explore, and develop them into reserves. Those are the economic figures. So at 550 tons a day, we had a mine life of about 21 years, obviously far too long. That's why we went back and did the study at 1,000 tons per day. You can see the economic numbers are very good here. Our mining costs are just around $75 per ton for all costs, and the ore is quite high grade. So this will primarily be a gold mine. 60% of the value is in gold. The rest would be in the silver and the base metals. And that's how it looks right now. However, that could change as we continue to explore and develop new ore bodies. I mentioned the primary driver is gold. So we've been producing at Tawaweto at about 100 tons per day on average, and we've been direct shipping that ore to a toll mill over 150 kilometers from the mine site. From that, we've been producing about $1.25 million to $1.5 million US cash on a monthly basis, and our operating profit on that is about 25% to 30%. So the grade is extremely good. It's an excellent epithermal system with average of 3.5 meter wide veins, and we've just really explored one of those main ore body or structures, and you'll see in a minute here. Pre-production details, I mentioned that. There's our grades, 5.5 grams per ton gold in the direct shipping ore to the toll mill. We've generated just over $3 million in Q1 of 2018 from that pre-production program. And when we started in August 2017, it's $8.25 million has been produced so far. So here is the property sits in the Sierra Madres. It's 30 kilometers north of Topia. This is a very large epithermal district. We own about 80% of the concession area, the productive ground in our concessions within that area. You can see the red lines are the areas we have drilled and explored, and they contain our resources and reserves. All of the yellow lines are additional targets that are veins on surface. We know they're there. We're going to follow up and explore and develop those. And it is literally an unexplored San Dimas-like mining district. Lots and lots of potential to bring in other veins, other deposits into this mine and expand the mine from where we have it right now. We're running out of time? Okay, sorry, we are pretty pressed for time. That's a long section, shows the ore bodies open in all directions. And there's our share ownership. So we're 15% by management, another 36% by a controlling shareholder group out of Mexico, which gives us predominantly a Mexican shareholder base, and the rest is float. That's my presentation on a very quick basis, so thank you very much, everybody.